Hi, I'm Dr. Julian Vance, and I'm thrilled to guide you through this journey of mastering your mind, emotions, and reactions. Life will always challenge you with obstacles, criticism, and unexpected events, but the way you respond determines the life you live. In this book, you will discover the power of pause, the strength in stillness, and the art of transforming pain into personal growth. By learning not to react impulsively, you will protect your energy, build unshakable confidence, and cultivate inner peace that cannot be shaken by the chaos of the world. Each chapter is designed to equip you with practical strategies, real-life examples, and exercises that will help you turn challenges into opportunities and stress into calm strength. If you are ready to step into a life where your mind is clear, your heart is steady, and your soul is free, then this book is your roadmap. Together, we will unlock the true power of calm, focus, and thoughtful action, so you can live with purpose, confidence, and peace. Welcome to the journey of mastering yourself. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Power of Pause. Have you ever said something in anger and then wished you could take it back? Or made a quick decision that later brought regret? Most of the time, it's not the situation that destroys our peace, but our instant reaction to it. That's where the power of pause comes in. Pausing is not weakness, it's strength in its purest form. It gives you the chance to choose wisely instead of letting emotions control you. Think of your mind like a glass of water. When someone stirs it with anger, stress, or fear, the water becomes cloudy. If you immediately try to drink it, you'll only get confusion. But if you let it sit for a moment, the dirt settles and the water becomes clear again. That's what pausing does for your thoughts. It allows the dirt of emotions to settle so you can see things clearly. When you pause, even for just a few seconds, you take back control. Imagine someone insults you. Your first instinct might be to shout back or defend yourself. But if you pause, take a deep breath, and wait, you create space between their action and your reaction. In that space lies freedom. You can choose silence, a calm reply, or even a smile. And often, your calmness makes the other person look small while you remain strong. Here's a simple example. Picture yourself driving, and another car cuts you off. Your emotions rise. You want to honk, yell, maybe chase the driver. But if you pause, you realize something. Getting angry won't change what happened. It only steals your peace. By pausing, you protect your energy. You let the other car go, and you move on with a calm mind. That's real power, controlling yourself, not others. Pausing also saves relationships. In arguments with family or friends, words spoken in anger can leave scars that last years. But if you pause before answering, you give yourself the chance to think, will this help? Or will this hurt? That tiny gap of silence often prevents regret. Sometimes, the best thing you can say is nothing, because silence can heal, while harsh words can wound. Pausing doesn't only help in conflict, it also helps in decisions. Many people fail because they rush into choices without thinking. A business deal, a message sent in anger, a decision made under pressure, these can change the course of your life. If you pause, reflect, and ask yourself, is this the right step? You give yourself wisdom. Some of the greatest leaders in history were not the fastest to speak, but the calmest to think. And let me tell you something important. When you pause, you don't lose time, you actually save it. Reacting wrongly can cost you hours, days, or even years of regret. But pausing for a few seconds can save you from mistakes that take years to fix. You might be wondering, how can I practice pausing in real life? The answer is simple. Train yourself daily. When someone annoys you, instead of speaking right away, take one deep breath. Count to 3 in your mind. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, you'll realize it's not. Another way is to write down your feelings instead of reacting instantly. If you feel anger, grab a notebook and write what you want to say. Once the emotions calm down, read it again. You'll notice half of what you wanted to say wasn't even necessary. Writing is a form of pausing. Here's the truth. Strong people don't react fast. They pause, think, and then act wisely. Weak people let anger, fear, or pride decide for them. Which one do you want to be? The one controlled by emotions, or the one in control of emotions? Remember, the pause is your secret weapon. It doesn't make you less, it makes you more. It gives you power over yourself, and that's the greatest power anyone can have. So the next time life tests you, remember this. Don't rush, don't react. Breathe. Pause. In that silence, you'll find strength. And that strength will carry you to peace, success, and respect. Chapter 2. Mastering your emotions. Emotions are powerful. They can lift you to the highest moments of joy or drag you down into anger, sadness, and regret. The truth is, emotions are not your enemy. They are signals, like traffic lights, showing you what is happening inside. But here's the problem. Most people let emotions drive their lives. Anger takes the wheel, stress presses the gas, and fear pulls the brakes. No wonder so many end up in accidents they could have avoided. Mastering your emotions means you stay in the driver's seat, and your feelings ride along without controlling the journey. Think about anger. Everyone feels it. Maybe someone disrespected you, or life gave you a situation that feels unfair. If you let anger lead, you'll say or do things you'll regret later. But if you pause and master that anger, you can use it as energy. Anger can push you to work harder, to stand up for yourself, to grow stronger, but only if you control it, not the other way around. Imagine a fire. Uncontrolled, it burns everything. Controlled, it warms your home and gives light. That's what mastering emotions does. It turns destructive energy into useful power. Stress is another storm. Daily life throws challenges: school, work, money, relationships. Stress comes knocking every day. If you let it rule, you feel weak, tired, and overwhelmed. But when you master it, stress becomes a teacher. It tells you where you need balance. It shows you what needs to change. Instead of drowning in stress, you can ride its wave. For example, a student preparing for exams might panic and freeze. But the one who controls emotions will turn that stress into focus and discipline. Same situation, but a completely different outcome, because one is mastered, the other is mastered by emotions. Here's something powerful. Mastering emotions doesn't mean ignoring them. It means noticing them, understanding them, and then choosing your response. If you feel jealous, don't deny it. Ask, why do I feel this way? What does it say about me? Maybe jealousy is showing you what you truly want in life. If you feel fear, don't hide it. Look at it and say, what am I afraid of? How can I face it step by step? Every emotion has a message, but you'll only hear it if you stop letting it control you. Think of great leaders, athletes, or even wise elders you admire. Do you think they never felt anger, fear, or sadness? Of course they did. The difference is, they didn't let emotions lead their lives. They learned to stay calm in storms. A boxer in the ring who gets angry loses focus and gets knocked out. But the one who stays calm, even while punched, can see clearly and win the fight. That's what emotional mastery looks like in action. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you feel a strong emotion, don't act on it right away. Instead, label it. Say to yourself, this is anger. This is sadness. This is stress. By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You realize you are not anger. You are not fear. You are not stress. You are bigger than all of them. You are the driver. They are just passengers. Another powerful tool is breathing. Emotions live in the body. When you're angry, your heart races. When you're anxious, your chest feels tight. By taking slow, deep breaths, you tell your body to calm down, and your mind follows. 3 deep breaths can change the direction of your day. It sounds simple, but it works like magic because your body and mind are connected. Mastering emotions also means using them wisely. Happiness, excitement, and love are powerful emotions too. If you learn to feed them, they grow stronger. Imagine waking up and focusing on gratitude instead of stress. Suddenly, your mood shifts and your day feels lighter. Or when you encourage someone else, you feel joy yourself. Positive emotions are fuel, and you can train yourself to create more of them. But here's the secret. Emotional mastery takes practice. You won't master anger in one day or fear in one week. It's a journey, like learning an instrument. The more you practice, the better you get. Every challenge life throws at you is a chance to practice. Someone annoys you, you practice patience. You feel fear before a big step, you practice courage. Slowly, you grow stronger, and soon people will notice. Nothing shakes you easily anymore. Ask yourself, who do you respect more? The person who explodes in anger, or the one who stays calm and collected? Who would you trust with leadership? The one who panics under pressure, or the one who remains steady? You already know the answer. Mastering emotions makes you that steady person, the one others look up to, the one who commands respect without demanding it. So, remember this. Emotions are not here to rule you. They are here to guide you. But you are the one who decides where to go. Anger can show you passion, fear can show you caution, sadness can show you love, and stress can show you responsibility. But only if you are the master. Don't be the slave of your feelings. Be the driver of your life. Control the storms, and you will find calm strength inside you that nothing can break. That is the art of mastering your emotions. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing emotions are bigger than them. They say things like, "I can't help it. That's just how I feel." But the truth is, you are not your emotions. You are the thinker, the watcher, the one who chooses what to do with those feelings. Emotions are like waves in the ocean. They rise, they crash, and they fade. But you are not the wave. You are the ocean itself, vast and steady. Think of it this way. If someone throws a stone into a pond, the water ripples. That's natural. But eventually, the water returns to calmness. Your mind works the same way. Life will throw stones, insults, failures, disappointments. Ripples will appear. But when you learn to master your emotions, you let the ripples settle without adding more waves yourself. That's how you keep your inner peace strong. Here's another truth. Emotions often lie. Anger tells you to destroy. Fear tells you to run away. Stress tells you that you're not enough. But if you stop and examine them, you realize most of the time they're exaggerations. How many times have you been nervous about something, only to realize later it wasn't that bad? How many times has anger made you react, and later you thought, "I overreacted"? That's why emotional mastery matters. It stops you from being fooled by temporary feelings. Imagine a soldier in battle. If he panics, he's gone. But if he controls his fear, he survives. In life, you are the soldier. Every day, you face battles, at school, at work, in relationships. Mastering your emotions is your armor. Without it, every small problem wounds you. With it, you can walk through storms untouched. Let's take a practical example. Someone criticizes you. Instantly, you feel anger or embarrassment. If you let that emotion drive, you snap back, defend yourself, or shut down. But if you master it, you ask, "Is this criticism true? Can I learn something from it? Or should I simply let it go?" Instead of losing energy, you gain wisdom. This is how strong people grow. They don't react, they reflect. Another key point. Mastering emotions means preparing before storms come. Don't wait until you're already angry to try to be calm. Train daily. For example, practice gratitude every morning by listing 3 things you're thankful for. This builds emotional strength before problems even arrive. Or practice patience in small ways. Wait a little longer in line without complaining. Listen more when someone talks instead of interrupting. These small practices sharpen your control so that when bigger storms arrive, you're ready. And let's not forget relationships. Emotional mastery is the foundation of strong connections. How many friendships or families have broken because of uncontrolled anger? How many opportunities were lost because someone couldn't manage their stress? When you control yourself, you protect not only your peace, but also the people you care about. You become the person others can trust when life gets tough. Here's something powerful to remember. Emotions are energy. And energy can't be destroyed, only directed. If you feel anger, don't just hold it in, transform it. Channel it into working out, writing, building something, or chasing your goals. If you feel sadness, turn it into creativity. Paint, write, or use it as fuel to understand others better. By mastering emotions, you don't waste energy, you recycle it into growth. Think of history's greatest minds. Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. They faced hate, pain, and injustice. Yet they didn't let anger consume them. They turned that emotion into a higher purpose. That's why people followed them. True leaders are not those who feel nothing. They are those who master what they feel and transform it into strength. So, ask yourself, do you want to be controlled by every passing feeling, or do you want to be the master of your inner world? The choice is always yours. Every time you feel an emotion rising, you are given a test. You can react and lose control, or you can pause, breathe, and rise above it. Each time you choose mastery, you grow stronger. Each time you stay calm, you gain respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Mastering your emotions is not about becoming cold or heartless. It's about becoming wise. It's about knowing when to act and when to stay silent, when to push forward and when to let go. It's about being the calm in the middle of chaos. And once you achieve that, nothing outside of you can break what's inside of you. Remember this, emotions are visitors. They come, they knock, and they leave. You don't have to open the door for all of them. Welcome the ones that serve you and let the others pass by. That is the art of mastering your emotions. And it is the foundation of becoming truly unshakable. Chapter 3. Detach to gain clarity. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every opinion deserves your reaction. And not every problem needs your full energy. The truth is, life is full of noise. People will test you, situations will provoke you, and emotions will try to pull you in every direction. If you chase every battle, you will waste your strength on things that don't matter. Detachment is the art of stepping back, looking at life from a distance, and seeing things clearly. Imagine holding a painting too close to your face. All you see are messy colors and lines. But when you take a few steps back, the picture becomes clear and beautiful. That's exactly what happens in life. When you're too close to a problem, your emotions blur your vision. But when you detach, you see the bigger picture. You realize what's important, what's not, and where your energy truly belongs. Think about an argument with a stranger. Maybe someone insults you on the street. Your emotions push you to fight back, to prove yourself. But what do you gain? You waste your peace for someone you don't even know. Detachment reminds you, this is not my battle. You walk away with calmness, and the other person is left powerless. That's wisdom. Not every situation needs your sword. Sometimes the strongest warrior is the one who chooses not to fight. Detachment also helps in relationships. When you're too attached to what people think of you, their words control you. A single insult breaks you, and a single compliment makes you fly. But when you detach, you realize their opinions are just opinions, not truth. You start to live with freedom. Instead of asking, "What will they think of me?" you ask, "What do I think of myself?" That shift gives you clarity and confidence that no one can take away. Here's a simple example. Imagine scrolling on social media and seeing someone living a life you wish you had. Without detachment, jealousy and sadness creep in. You start comparing yourself and feeling small. But with detachment, you remind yourself, this is just a picture, not the full story. My journey is different, and that's okay. Suddenly, the negative feelings lose their grip and you gain peace. Detachment saves you from the prison of comparison. But let's be clear, detachment is not about being cold, heartless, or careless. It's about caring wisely. It means choosing where to place your energy instead of giving it away to everything and everyone. You still love, you still work, you still dream, but you do it with balance. You are involved without being controlled. You are present without being trapped. One of the greatest benefits of detachment is clarity in decision-making. When emotions are high, clarity is low. Detachment gives you the space to ask, is this truly important? Will this matter 5 years from now? Or am I just reacting to the heat of the moment? This kind of clarity saves you from mistakes, regrets, and wasted time. Think about chess players. They don't rush their moves. They detach from the excitement of the moment and look at the board with calm strategy. That's why they win. In life, you must play the same way. Don't move because of pressure. Move because of wisdom. Here's a practice you can use. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, imagine stepping outside of your body and watching yourself from a distance. Ask, if I was giving advice to a friend in this situation, what would I say? This mental exercise pulls you out of emotional chaos and puts you in a space of clarity. You see things not as a victim, but as an observer. Another example, imagine losing your job. Emotions scream, I'm ruined, I'm worthless, my life is over. But detachment lets you say, this is painful, yes, but it's also an opportunity. Maybe life is pushing me towards something better. The situation hasn't changed, but your perspective has, and perspective is everything. Detachment also protects your energy. Every time you get angry over small things, gossip, or negativity, you're draining your inner battery. But when you detach, you choose carefully where your power goes. You stop feeding distractions and start investing in what truly matters: your growth, your peace, your goals. That's how you build a strong, unshakable life. And remember, the world respects those who are calm. When others lose control and you remain steady, people notice. They see that you are not easily shaken. That respect comes from detachment. You're no longer a slave to every word, every insult, every failure. You've risen above, and that makes you untouchable. So, the lesson is simple. Don't let emotions paint reality for you. Don't let every battle steal your energy. Step back, detach, and see things as they are. Sometimes the wisest move is not to move. Sometimes the greatest strength is walking away. And sometimes the clearest vision comes only when you stop being so attached. Detachment gives you freedom. Freedom to choose peace over chaos, wisdom over impulse, growth over distraction. And once you taste that freedom, you'll never want to go back to living as a prisoner of your emotions. Detachment is often misunderstood. Some people think detaching means running away from problems or ignoring responsibilities. But that's not true. Real detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop overcaring. You no longer let every little thing control your peace. You choose what deserves your attention and what doesn't. That's wisdom. Let's say someone at work or school talks badly about you. If you are too attached, you replay their words in your mind all night. You lose sleep, you lose focus, and you let their opinion take away your joy. But with detachment, you tell yourself, their words belong to them, not to me. You see the insult for what it really is, noise, not truth. And with that clarity, you sleep peacefully. Detachment also helps you deal with failure. Many people tie their entire identity to success. When they fail, they think, I am a failure. But detachment lets you separate the event from your identity. You didn't fail because you're worthless. You failed because you tried, and trying is the path to growth. Detachment gives you the clarity to see failure not as the end, but as a lesson. You no longer break when things go wrong. Instead, you bend, learn, and grow stronger. Think of an archer aiming at a target. If the archer is too attached to hitting the bullseye, his hands shake with pressure, and he misses. But if he detaches, focuses only on his form, his breathing, his skill, the arrow flies naturally, and he often hits the mark. The same applies to life. When you detach from the need to control every outcome, you perform better because you are calm and clear. Detachment also frees you from toxic cycles. How many times have people been stuck in drama, arguments, or unhealthy relationships because they couldn't let go? Attachment makes you cling to what hurts you. Detachment lets you step back and ask, is this truly helping me grow, or is it draining me? That question alone can change your life, because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Here's a simple practice to build detachment. Next time you feel triggered, don't immediately respond. Instead, imagine the situation from the outside. Pretend you're watching it in a movie. Ask yourself, if this was just a scene in a film, would it deserve all my energy, or would it pass in a few minutes? This mental shift makes problems feel smaller and your peace feels bigger. Another powerful truth: detachment allows you to see people as they are, not as you wish they were. Often, disappointment comes from expecting too much from others. You want them to act a certain way, love you a certain way, respect you a certain way. But with detachment, you release those expectations. You accept people for who they are, and you stop being hurt by who they are not. That acceptance brings incredible peace. Even in daily stress, detachment is your shield. Stuck in traffic? Instead of shouting and stressing, you remind yourself, this is beyond my control. Why waste my energy waiting in a long line? Instead of being irritated, you say, this is a small moment in a long life. It doesn't deserve my anger. That's detachment in action, protecting your peace by refusing to be controlled by small things. And let me tell you this, the more you practice detachment, the clearer your life becomes. You start to see what really matters: your goals, your health, your peace, your growth. The noise fades away. Suddenly, you don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone. You don't need to win every argument. You rise above it all, and that's true freedom. Detachment is not about losing passion. It's about gaining perspective. It allows you to live fully without being broken by every bump in the road. It gives you strength to keep moving forward while others are stuck fighting over things that don't even matter. So remember this: not every battle deserves your sword. Not every opinion deserves your energy. And not every problem deserves your tears. Save your strength for what truly matters. Step back, detach, and you will see life with clarity, peace, and wisdom. Chapter 4: The Strength in Stillness. In today's world, everyone is rushing. People want instant answers, quick results, and fast reactions. Society tells you that speed means strength, that loudness means power. But the truth is the opposite. Real strength is in restraint. Real wisdom is in patience. And true power is in stillness. Stillness is not weakness. It is hidden strength. It's the calmness that allows you to think clearly when everyone else is panicking. It's the quiet confidence that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It's the ability to remain steady in a world that is constantly shaking. Think about water in a lake. When it's disturbed, it becomes muddy and you can't see what's beneath. But when it's still, it becomes clear and you can see all the way to the bottom. Your mind works the same way. When you are restless, angry, or impatient, your judgment becomes cloudy. But when you are still, everything becomes clear. You see solutions you couldn't see before. That's the power of stillness. Look at nature. A tree doesn't panic when the wind blows. It stands tall and rooted. The mountain doesn't run when the storm arrives. It remains solid. In the same way, stillness makes you unshakable. Life will send storms, but if you can remain calm inside, nothing can break you. Here's an example. Imagine being in a heated argument. The other person is yelling, throwing words like weapons, trying to provoke you. If you react quickly, you get pulled into their chaos. But if you stay still, silent, and calm, their fire loses fuel. They look weak, while you look powerful. Your stillness becomes your shield. People might think silence is weakness, but in reality, it's the highest form of control. Stillness also gives you the ability to make better decisions. When you rush, you often regret. How many times have you sent a message too quickly and later wished you hadn't? How many times have you spoken out of anger and hurt someone you love? That's the cost of not being still. On the other hand, when you pause, when you breathe, when you let your emotions settle before acting, you make choices that save you from regret. Think about chess. The best players don't rush their moves. They sit in silence, studying the board, thinking 5 steps ahead. Their stillness is their strength. They win not because they move fast, but because they move wisely. Life works the same way. The strongest person is not the one who reacts quickly, but the one who chooses carefully. Another powerful example, firefighters. When a fire breaks out, panic can kill. But trained firefighters remain still inside. They move with focus and calm, even when flames surround them. Their stillness saves lives. That's proof that calmness is not weakness, it's survival. But how do you cultivate stillness in daily life? The answer is practice. Start small. When someone annoys you, don't react immediately. Sit with the feeling. Breathe. Let the emotion pass before you decide what to do. When you're stressed, take a few minutes of silence instead of rushing into action. Train yourself to slow down. Over time, stillness becomes your natural state. Another method is meditation. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just sit quietly for a few minutes each day, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. At first, your mind will race. That's normal. But with practice, you'll discover a deeper calm inside you. This daily stillness builds a reservoir of strength you can use when life tests you. Stillness also protects your energy. Every reaction, every argument, every moment of rushing drains you. But when you are still, you conserve power. You no longer waste energy on small things. You invest it in what truly matters: your goals, your peace, your growth. That's why calm people often achieve more. They use their energy wisely instead of scattering it everywhere. And don't forget, stillness earns respect. People are drawn to those who remain calm under pressure. In chaos, everyone looks for the one who is steady. Be that person. Be the calm voice in the storm, the steady hand in crisis, the quiet leader who doesn't need to shout to lead. Here's something to remember. Storms don't last forever, but your reaction to them can last a lifetime. If you can remain still during the storm, you come out stronger, wiser, and more respected. Your stillness becomes your superpower. So, when life pushes you, don't push back right away. When people provoke you, don't react instantly. When situations pressure you, don't panic. Instead, stand still, breathe, and let clarity rise. Because in that stillness lies your greatest strength, the kind of strength that no chaos, no insult, no failure can ever take away. Let's go deeper into why stillness is real power. Think about the times when you lost control. Maybe someone insulted you, and you reacted quickly with anger. For a moment, it felt powerful. But afterwards, you probably felt regret, or weakness, or even embarrassment. That's because quick reactions give you a false sense of strength. It looks like control on the outside, but inside, it's just chaos. Now, think about the times you stayed calm. Someone tried to get under your skin, but you didn't give them the satisfaction. You held your ground, stayed quiet, and didn't let them see you shaken. Didn't you feel powerful? Didn't you feel untouchable? That's the power of stillness. It doesn't just protect your peace, it increases your confidence. Here's another example. Imagine you're in traffic and someone cuts you off. Most people instantly react. They shout, they honk, they get worked up. But what does that change? Nothing. The other driver doesn't care, and you've only poisoned your own mood. But if you remain still, if you take a deep breath and let it go, you've saved yourself from stress that could ruin your whole day. That's strength. It takes more courage to remain calm than to explode. Stillness also teaches patience. And patience is a superpower. Think of a seed planted in the ground. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You wait, you water, you trust the process. In life, your goals are like seeds. They need time. If you keep rushing, you destroy your own growth. Stillness gives you the patience to wait without anxiety, to trust that your hard work will bear fruit in time. There's also something magical about stillness. It sharpens your intuition. When you're quiet, you can hear your inner voice. You can notice things others overlook. You can feel the truth of a situation without all the noise. This is why wise people often pause before speaking. They're not slow. They're listening, observing, and connecting the dots. Stillness opens the door to wisdom. Look at great leaders in history. The strongest were not the loudest or the fastest to react. They were calm, measured, and thoughtful. Their presence alone gave people confidence. Why? Because stillness projects certainty. When you are calm, people feel safe around you. They trust you. Your calmness becomes their anchor. But you might ask, how do I practice stillness when everything around me feels urgent? The answer is perspective. Most of the things we react to are not as big as they seem. That rude comment, that delayed bus, that mistake you made, they feel huge in the moment, but they don't define your life. When you remind yourself of the bigger picture, stillness becomes easier. Ask yourself, will this matter in 1 year? In 1 month? Even in 1 week? Most of the time, the answer is no. That realization creates calm. Here's a simple practice you can start using right now. The next time you feel the urge to react, count to 5 before saying or doing anything. In those 5 seconds, breathe deeply. Let your emotions settle. Those 5 seconds can save you from hours of regret. Over time, this habit will train you to remain still naturally, even under pressure. Stillness also allows you to respond with intention instead of reacting with impulse. That difference, responding versus reacting, is life-changing. A reaction is automatic, emotional, and often destructive. A response is thoughtful, controlled, and effective. Stillness creates the space between the stimulus and your action. That space is where your power lives. Another practice is silence. Try going through moments of your day without rushing to fill them with noise. Don't always reach for your phone when you're waiting. Don't always reply immediately in conversations. Let silence sit for a moment. At first, it feels uncomfortable, but soon you'll see that silence is not empty. It's full of strength. People will lean into your silence. They'll respect it, and you'll feel in control. And remember, stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It doesn't mean sitting back and letting life happen to you. It means acting from a place of strength, not from a place of chaos. It means being deliberate, not desperate. It means knowing when to act and when to wait. Let's go back to nature. Think of a lion. When it hunts, it doesn't rush blindly. It waits, still and patient, watching every movement of its prey. Its stillness is its strength. And when the time comes, it acts with precision and power. Be like that lion. Don't waste your energy on noise. Wait, stay still, and when the right moment comes, move with unstoppable force. Stillness is not passive, it's preparation. It's gathering your energy, gathering your thoughts, gathering your power. So when you do act, you act with full strength. That's why people who master stillness often look unstoppable. They conserve their energy, they stay calm, and when the moment comes, they strike with clarity and confidence. So, from this moment on, don't see stillness as weakness. See it as your shield, your weapon, your power. Practice it daily. In conversations, in conflicts, in challenges. Be the one who remains calm when others lose control. Be the mountain when the storm comes. Be the water that clears when it's still. Because once you master stillness, you master yourself. And once you master yourself, nothing in the world can defeat you. Chapter 5. Respond, don't react. There's a big difference between reacting and responding. At first, they may sound the same, but they are worlds apart. A reaction is fast, emotional, and often careless. A response is calm, thoughtful, and wise. The path to peace, success, and growth is learning to stop reacting and start responding. Let's start with an example. Imagine someone insults you. A reaction is instant. You shout back, you defend yourself, maybe even attack them with your own words. In that moment, your emotions are in control. But what happens later? You regret your words, or you realize you gave them exactly what they wanted, your energy. Now picture the same situation, but instead of reacting, you pause. You take a breath. You let their words pass through you like wind through trees. Then, with calmness, you choose your response. Maybe you walk away. Maybe you speak firmly but without anger. Maybe you don't give them anything at all. Who looks stronger? Who wins? The one who responded, not the one who reacted. This is the key difference. A reaction is about the other person. A response is about you. When you react, you're controlled by someone else's words, actions, or attitude. But when you respond, you're in control. You decide the outcome, you decide the tone, you decide how the story ends. That is power. Think of it like driving. If you always slam the brakes at the last second, you're reacting, you're in danger, and you're letting the road control you. But if you anticipate, if you slow down calmly before the turn, you're responding, you're in control, safe, and confident. Life works the same way. Reactions are sudden crashes. Responses are smooth drives. Why do most people react instead of respond? Because reacting is easy. It doesn't take effort to yell, to panic, to rush. But it takes strength to pause, breathe, and choose wisely. That's why responding is a sign of maturity and intelligence. It's proof that you are the master of yourself, not a slave to your emotions. Here's another example. Imagine at work or school, someone criticizes your project. A reaction is to get defensive. You don't understand, or you're wrong. But a response is to pause and ask, what part do you think can be improved? That response not only keeps your dignity, it also turns a potential fight into growth. Now you look confident, and you gain respect. This is how responses elevate your life. They open doors that reactions would slam shut. Responding also protects your relationships. In every friendship, every family, every love story, there will be disagreements. If both sides keep reacting, the fire only grows bigger. But when one person responds with calmness, the fire dies. Think of water on flames. A thoughtful response can save a relationship that a reaction would destroy. Another powerful example. Imagine being a parent. If your child makes a mistake and you react with shouting, they learn fear. But if you respond with patience, explaining calmly why the mistake was wrong, they learn understanding. One builds walls, the other builds bridges. That's the power of choosing to respond. So, how do you train yourself to respond instead of react? It starts with one word, pause. That small pause between the event and your action is where your power lives. When something triggers you, don't jump. Don't let the emotion take the wheel. Breathe. Ask yourself, what outcome do I want? Will my next action make things better or worse? That pause turns reactions into responses. Another method is to reframe situations. Instead of seeing someone's insult as an attack, see it as a test of your self-control. Instead of seeing failure as shame, see it as a lesson. When you change the way you look at things, your response changes naturally. Think about doctors in emergencies. If they reacted emotionally to every injury, panicking, rushing, shouting, they would fail. But they train themselves to stay calm and respond with precision. Their calm responses save lives. You may not be in an operating room, but your daily life is full of moments where your calmness can save your future. The truth is, reacting makes you predictable. Anyone can push your buttons and control you. But when you respond, you become unpredictable, untouchable. People can't control you because you control yourself. That's real freedom. And here's something even more powerful. Responding creates respect. People respect those who stay calm under pressure. They admire those who don't fall into drama, who don't let anger control them. When you respond instead of react, you stand out as a leader. You become the steady hand in chaos, the voice of reason when emotions run wild. Let's put it simply. A reaction is emotional. A response is intelligent. A reaction is weakness. A response is strength. A reaction lowers you. A response elevates you. Start practicing today. The next time you're about to react, stop, breathe, create space, then respond with intention. At first, it feels hard, but with practice, it becomes natural. Soon, people will notice. They'll see that you are different, that nothing shakes you, that your words carry weight, that your actions are deliberate. So, remember this. Life is full of triggers. People will provoke you, challenges will test you, and emotions will rise. But you always have a choice. You can react and give away your power, or you can respond and claim your power. Choose wisely, because the way you respond will shape your future more than any event itself. Be the person who responds, not reacts. Be the calm in the storm, the light in the dark, the leader in the chaos. That's how you rise above. That's how you elevate your life. And that's how you become unstoppable. To truly master the art of responding, you need to understand one crucial truth. Your reaction is not the event. It's your choice. Two people can face the same situation, but one reacts and the other responds. The one who responds stays in control. The one who reacts loses control. It all comes down to awareness. Let's use a real-life example. Imagine receiving a harsh email at work or school. Your first instinct might be to reply immediately, pointing out mistakes or defending yourself. That is reacting. Your words are driven by emotion. But what if, instead, you paused and wrote down your points carefully, thinking about tone and clarity? That is responding. You protect your reputation, strengthen your position, and often solve the problem without conflict. That small pause creates massive results. Responding also requires self-reflection. Ask yourself, what is the goal of my action? Am I trying to prove something, or am I trying to create a positive outcome? When you ask this, you step out of emotional chaos and act with intelligence. You stop being controlled by temporary feelings and start directing your energy toward long-term growth. Here's another simple but powerful exercise. When you feel a trigger, anger, fear, or frustration, take a deep breath and count to 10. In those 10 seconds, visualize two paths, the path of reaction and the path of response. Ask yourself, which path will move me forward? Which path will keep my peace? This short pause rewires your brain over time. It trains you to respond automatically, without thinking too much. Think about athletes under pressure. A basketball player taking the final shot doesn't panic. They don't react to the crowd or the opponent's noise. They respond. They focus. They breathe. They take the shot with intention. Life works the same way. If you learn to respond, not react, you can handle pressure situations with precision and calm. Another important point. Responses build your reputation. People notice when you stay calm under provocation. They trust you more. They respect you more. And respect opens doors that anger and impulsiveness close. Imagine two managers. One loses their temper at every small mistake. The other calmly addresses problems and guides solutions. Who inspires loyalty and cooperation? Who is remembered as a leader? The answer is clear: the one who responds. Responding also helps in personal growth. Every challenge becomes a lesson, not a wound. When someone criticizes you, instead of reacting with defensiveness, ask, is there truth here? What can I learn? When you do this consistently, you turn challenges into opportunities. Life stops being a series of conflicts and becomes a series of lessons. Let's talk about relationships. Reacting can destroy trust. One harsh word can create distance that takes months to repair. Responding, on the other hand, strengthens bonds. For example, if your partner or friend says something hurtful, reacting may lead to shouting or withdrawal. Responding means listening first, understanding, and then speaking calmly. That single choice can save a relationship, build connection, and create deeper understanding. Here's another practice: journaling. When a stressful or triggering event happens, write down what happened and how you felt. Then, write how you could have responded instead of reacted. Over time, you'll see patterns, and your brain will start choosing responses automatically. This exercise turns awareness into habit. Even in everyday life, responses matter. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Reacting might make you honk, shout, or rage. Responding means pausing, taking a breath, and letting it go. That small choice keeps your mood intact, protects your health, and makes your day smoother. It may seem small, but it's the little things that build character. And don't forget, responses are about power, not pride. You don't respond to show off, you respond to protect your peace and move forward. Reacting may give a momentary feeling of power, but it always costs you something: energy, respect, or peace. Responses cost nothing and give everything: clarity, confidence, and control. Finally, remember this: the more you practice responding, the easier it becomes. Soon, you'll notice a shift. Arguments will no longer shake you. Criticism will no longer hurt you. Stressful situations will no longer control you. You'll move through life like a calm river, flowing steadily, untouchable by rocks or obstacles. That is the life-changing power of responding over reacting. Choose to respond. Pause before you act. Breathe before you speak. Think before you react. Each moment you do this, you build mastery over yourself. And mastery over yourself is the greatest strength anyone can have. Protecting your energy is about awareness. It starts with noticing what drains you and what fuels you. Think about your day. How much time do you spend worrying about things you cannot control? How many arguments, unnecessary debates, or social comparisons steal your energy? Awareness is the first step. Once you see what's wasting your power, you can choose to stop giving it away. Here's a simple example. Imagine checking social media first thing in the morning. You see posts of people living perfect lives, achieving things, or enjoying experiences. If you react with jealousy or frustration, you've started your day with wasted energy. But if you pause and choose not to engage with that negativity, you preserve your power. You can then spend your energy on something that builds you up: your goals, your creativity, or your peace. Energy protection also means choosing your battles wisely. Not everything requires your involvement. Some problems solve themselves if left alone. Some arguments are not worth the fight. Each time you decide to walk away from unnecessary conflict, you save energy. Imagine two co-workers arguing over something trivial. You could join in and escalate the drama, or you could remain neutral, stay calm, and focus on your work. That choice preserves your peace and strengthens your focus. Think about your mental space as a bank account. Every negative interaction is a withdrawal. Every worry or complaint takes a little more. If you overspend, you end up bankrupt, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. Protecting your energy is about learning to deposit positive thoughts and experiences while limiting withdrawals. Surround yourself with people and environments that recharge you rather than drain you. Here's a practical method. Start your day with intention. Before engaging with the world, decide: what will I focus on today? Where will I place my energy? What situations are not worth my attention? By setting this mental boundary, you protect your energy before it's even challenged. This simple practice is a shield against chaos and negativity. Even simple daily decisions matter. For example, when someone tries to provoke you, don't engage immediately. Pause. Ask yourself, will responding serve me or harm me? Will this add value or just drain my strength? Most of the time, choosing calmness over reaction preserves your energy and keeps your mind clear. Over time, this becomes a habit that feels natural. Protecting your energy also means creating personal boundaries. Learn to say no to things that don't serve your goals or peace. It could be a draining friend, a toxic social circle, or even obligations that overwhelm you. Saying no is not selfish, it's strategic. You cannot give your best if your energy is scattered. Protect it fiercely. Another example: imagine a group conversation where gossip or negativity dominates. Reacting might make you join in or defend yourself, wasting your mental power. But if you stay silent, focus on your own goals, or steer the conversation towards something constructive, you can conserve energy and influence the environment positively. That is intelligent energy management. Physical habits also protect energy. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise all affect your mental strength. When your body is weak, your mind is easily drained. Protecting your energy is not just emotional, it's physical. Fuel your body well, rest when needed, and move regularly. The stronger your body, the more energy you have to focus, respond wisely, and stay calm in challenges. Here's a mental exercise for protection. Whenever you feel stressed, visualize your energy as a glowing light inside you. Every negative thought, argument, or distraction tries to dim it. Each time you choose calmness, patience, or focus, your light grows brighter. This visualization reinforces the habit of energy protection and helps you stay mindful of where your strength goes. Even emotions need boundaries. Anger, fear, jealousy, and anxiety are all energy draining. You cannot eliminate them entirely, but you can manage them. When you feel these emotions rising, pause. Breathe. Ask, is this worth my energy? Will indulging in this feeling help me, or will it weaken me? Over time, this practice trains your mind to conserve power rather than waste it on emotional storms. Finally, protecting your energy is about long-term vision. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Those who burn their energy on trivial things often collapse before they reach their goals. But those who protect their energy, who invest it only where it matters, move steadily toward success, peace, and fulfillment. You can handle challenges with grace, build stronger relationships, and achieve more with less effort. Remember, every reaction costs energy, every unnecessary worry steals strength, and every negative engagement drains your mind. By choosing to pause, to reflect, to detach, and to protect your inner peace, you reclaim power. You become stronger, calmer, and more capable than ever before. Your energy is precious. Guard it. Invest it wisely. Let go of what doesn't serve you and focus on what builds you. Protecting your energy is not a choice. It is a strategy for a life of strength, clarity, and freedom. Chapter 7: The Art of Letting Go. Letting go is one of the most powerful skills you can learn. Life constantly tests us with situations we cannot control, with people who disappoint us, and with events that challenge our peace. Most people fight, resist, or hold on tightly. They carry grudges, replay mistakes in their minds, or try to control the uncontrollable. But true freedom comes when you learn to release. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing peace over pain. It is choosing clarity over chaos. It is understanding that some battles are not meant to be fought, and some outcomes are not yours to control. When you let go, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering, and you create space for growth, joy, and strength. Imagine holding a heavy rock in your hands. The longer you hold it, the more it weighs you down. Your hands ache, your arms tire, and your body suffers. That rock is like grudges, anger, and the need to control others. Letting go is setting that rock down. It doesn't mean it was easy to carry or that it didn't teach you lessons. It means you choose your peace over the weight. Let's look at relationships. People we care about may hurt us, betray our trust, or fail to meet our expectations. Most people react by clinging, resenting, or trying to fix the unfixable. But when you let go, you stop letting their actions control your emotions. You accept reality as it is, not as you wish it were. This does not make you cold, it makes you wise. You focus on what you can influence: yourself, your growth, your peace. Think about mistakes you've made in the past. Do you replay them in your mind, wishing you could change them? That is energy wasted. The art of letting go is accepting the past without judgment. You cannot undo it, but you can learn from it and move forward. Every step forward is easier when you release what cannot be changed. Even in daily life, letting go is powerful. Imagine being stuck in traffic, or waiting in a long line, or losing something important. Most people react with frustration and stress, wasting their energy. But those who practice letting go breathe, accept the moment, and stay calm. They understand that fighting reality is pointless. Peace comes from acceptance. Here's a practical example. Someone criticizes you unfairly. Your instinct may be to argue, defend, or retaliate. But letting go is choosing not to react. You release the need for approval, the need to correct, the need to prove yourself. You conserve your energy, protect your peace, and move on. In that moment, you are stronger than the one who tries to pull you into conflict. Letting go also applies to expectations. We often suffer because life does not follow our plans. We want people, events, or outcomes to be a certain way, and when reality differs, we resist. That resistance causes stress, anxiety, and disappointment. Learning to let go of expectations means accepting life as it comes, adapting, and focusing on what you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your growth. Think about nature. Trees release their leaves in autumn, even though the leaves were part of their growth for months. They don't cling to what is done. They let it go to prepare for renewal. Human life works the same way. Letting go of old anger, failed dreams, or toxic attachments creates space for new opportunities, new joy, and new growth. Here's a simple exercise. When you notice resentment or frustration rising, ask yourself, will holding on help me or hurt me? Will clinging change the situation or only drain me? Most of the time, holding on only hurts you. Then consciously choose to release it. Breathe, visualize setting it down, and focus your mind on something positive or productive. Over time, this becomes natural and life feels lighter. Letting go is also about forgiving, not for others, but for yourself. Forgive yourself for mistakes, poor choices, or missed opportunities. Forgive others who wronged you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Releasing it heals you, not them. Even in challenges and failures, letting go is your superpower. You can't control everything in life, but you can control how you respond. Accept what you cannot change, learn the lesson, and move forward. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Finally, remember this: letting go is freedom. It does not mean you stop caring or trying. It means you stop wasting energy on what is beyond your control. It means you protect your inner peace, focus your strength where it matters, and live with clarity and calm. The more you practice letting go, the lighter, stronger, and more unshakable you become. Letting go is a choice you can make every day. Choose it with intention. Release grudges, release control, release unnecessary battles. Step into a life where your energy is yours, your mind is calm, and your spirit is free. That is the art of letting go, and that is the true path to peace, strength, and freedom. Letting go is not just about releasing anger or grudges. It's about protecting your energy and focusing on what truly matters. Every time you cling to something you cannot control, you lose strength. You waste energy on thoughts, emotions, and battles that have no value. The art of letting go is learning to invest your energy wisely in things that grow you, inspire you, and bring peace. Think about everyday situations. Maybe someone disappointed you, or a plan didn't work out, or you lost an opportunity. The first instinct is to dwell, to replay the events, to feel frustration or regret. But ask yourself, can I change what happened? The answer is no. Then why carry it? Letting go means acknowledging what happened, learning from it, and moving forward without dragging the weight behind you. That is true freedom. Letting go also means releasing the need to control others. Many of our frustrations come from trying to control what people say, do, or feel. You cannot change anyone else, only yourself. Accepting this truth removes unnecessary stress. For example, if a friend behaves in a way you don't like, reacting might create tension. Letting go, on the other hand, means respecting their choices, maintaining your peace, and focusing on your own growth. Here's a powerful exercise. Write down everything you are holding on to: anger, fear, disappointment, or resentment. Look at each item and ask, does this serve me? Does it help me grow? Or does it hold me back? For everything that doesn't serve you, visualize yourself releasing it. Picture it leaving your body, leaving your mind, and leaving your life. This simple mental exercise strengthens your ability to let go in real situations. Letting go also applies to self-criticism. We are often our own harshest critics. We replay mistakes, punish ourselves for poor choices, and hold on to guilt. The art of letting go teaches self-compassion. You are human. You will make mistakes. Accept them, learn, and move forward. Every moment you hold on to guilt is energy wasted. You cannot build your future while dragging your past behind you. Imagine a river flowing. Water does not cling to stones or debris. It moves forward, carrying only what is necessary for its journey. Your mind works the same way. If you let go of unnecessary baggage, anger, worry, grudges, fear, you can flow through life smoothly. You can conserve energy, stay calm, and create space for opportunities and joy. Even in high-pressure situations, letting go is a superpower. Picture being in a heated argument. Most people react impulsively, escalating tension. But if you pause, detach, and choose to release the need to be right or control the outcome, you remain calm. You protect your energy, think clearly, and often influence the situation positively. Letting go is strength disguised as ease. Forgiveness is a crucial part of letting go. Forgive others, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger and resentment only hurts you. Think of it like carrying a backpack full of rocks. You can keep walking, but it will tire you and slow you down. Forgiveness is removing the rocks so you can move forward freely, stronger, and lighter. Letting go also teaches patience. Some things take time to heal, to resolve, or to appear. Trying to control timing or outcomes only causes stress. Accepting life's pace, trusting the process, and letting go of the need to force results allows you to conserve energy and maintain peace. Patience and letting go are closely linked. They both protect your inner strength. Here's another practice. Whenever you feel the urge to react or control a situation, pause and ask, will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. That realization allows you to release the tension, stop reacting, and focus on what really matters. Your energy is precious. Don't waste it on things that vanish in time. Even your goals require letting go sometimes. Not every path will go as planned. Some dreams may need adjustment. Holding rigidly to what should be creates stress and disappointment. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean giving up. It means adapting, staying flexible, and focusing on what you can control. That mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Finally, remember this: letting go is daily practice. It is not a one-time decision. Every day presents moments where you can release tension, forgive, detach, and preserve your peace. Each moment you choose to let go, you grow stronger, wiser, and calmer. Over time, you will notice a transformation. Life will feel lighter, decisions will be clearer, and your energy will multiply. Letting go is not weakness, it is power. It is not giving up, it is choosing wisely. It is not ignoring life, it is mastering life. When you master the art of letting go, you free your mind, protect your energy, and live with clarity, strength, and peace. That is the true path to freedom, happiness, and unshakable inner strength. Chapter 8: Building Unshakable Confidence. Confidence is not about being loud, aggressive, or dominating others. True confidence comes from within. It comes from knowing that no one and nothing can shake your inner peace. When you stop reacting impulsively, when you stop giving your energy to external chaos, you build a solid foundation of self-respect and strength. This is the secret to unshakable confidence. Think about people you admire. Often, they are calm in chaos, composed in conflict, and steady when others panic. They do not react to insults, challenges, or criticism. They respond with clarity and purpose. This ability creates natural authority and respect. People feel drawn to those who remain calm under pressure. That is the power of non-reaction. It shows mastery over oneself, and mastery is the core of confidence. Imagine a leader facing criticism from their team. If they react impulsively, shout, or defend themselves aggressively, they may gain short-term control but lose long-term respect. But if they pause, listen, and respond calmly, they demonstrate strength. Their confidence is visible, unshakable, and magnetic. This teaches others that true leadership comes from inner strength, not loudness or aggression. Confidence also grows when you stop seeking approval from others. Most people react because they care too much about how they are perceived. They argue, they justify, they defend, but every reaction costs energy and weakens their presence. When you learn to detach, to accept reality, and to act without needing validation, your confidence expands. You no longer need everyone to agree with you. You know your worth. Here's a simple example. Someone insults you or criticizes your work. Most people react. They defend themselves, argue, or feel upset. But if you remain calm, smile, or respond thoughtfully, your confidence shines. People notice. Your presence becomes magnetic because you are untouchable by negativity. That is how non-reaction builds natural respect and authority. Building unshakable confidence also requires self-awareness. Know your values, your goals, and your strengths. When you are clear about who you are, external events lose their power to disturb you. If someone tries to provoke you, it only affects those who let it in. Confidence is about controlling the only thing you truly can, yourself. When you master that, nothing outside can shake your core. Even in daily situations, Confidence grows when you practice non-reaction. In traffic, in arguments, at work, or with friends, each time you pause instead of reacting, each time you remain composed, you are training yourself. You are sending a message to yourself and to others that your energy is yours. You are in control. Over time, these small moments accumulate into unshakable confidence. Another example, imagine negotiating in business or school. A reactive person may show stress, anger, or impatience, weakening their position. A person who responds calmly listens, evaluates, and acts intentionally. They project authority and strength, and others naturally respect their decisions. Confidence is not loud. It is firm, calm, and unwavering. Your confidence also grows when you embrace failure without panic. Most people react to failure with fear, shame, or blame. But when you let go of these reactions, you face challenges with courage. You accept setbacks as lessons rather than threats. Each time you stay calm under pressure, your confidence strengthens. You learn you can handle life's challenges without losing composure. Let's talk about social confidence. People notice those who are composed in every situation. Someone who doesn't overreact to gossip, rumors, or social pressure radiates inner power. They do not need to prove themselves. Their calmness speaks louder than words. By not reacting, you naturally inspire trust and admiration. That is unshakable confidence. It does not demand attention, it commands it effortlessly. Here's a practical exercise. When you feel an urge to react, whether to criticism, frustration, or stress, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, does reacting serve me or weaken me? Will this action build my confidence or drain it? Choose calmness, respond thoughtfully, and reflect afterward. Each small choice reinforces your inner strength and builds confidence over time. Another key point, confidence grows when you let go of comparison. Many people react because they measure themselves against others. They feel jealous, insecure, or threatened. Letting go of this mindset protects your energy and strengthens your self-assurance. Focus on your growth, your journey, and your values. Comparison is wasted energy. Self-mastery builds confidence. Finally, remember, unshakable confidence is a result of discipline. The discipline to pause, reflect, respond wisely, and protect your energy is what separates those who appear strong from those who truly are strong. Confidence is not a mask. It is a natural outcome of mastering yourself. Each time you choose non-reaction, you solidify this foundation. So practice calmness. Protect your energy. Respond thoughtfully. Release the need for approval. Learn from mistakes without panic. Focus on your path, not on distractions. Step by step, day by day, you build confidence that is unshakable, magnetic, and natural. Confidence that no insult, failure, or chaos can ever take away. Be the person who stands firm in the storm, calm in chaos, and composed in challenges. Be the person whose presence commands respect without effort. That is the power of building unshakable confidence through non-reaction, and that is the path to becoming a true leader in life. True confidence grows when you realize that external opinions cannot define you. People will always have judgments, criticisms, and expectations, but reacting to them only gives them power over you. By choosing calmness and measured responses, you take back control. Your confidence is no longer dependent on others, it comes from within. Think of a public speaker addressing a crowd. They may face skeptical listeners, interruptions, or even hecklers. A reactive person would feel anxious, flustered, or defensive. But a confident speaker pauses, takes a breath, and continues with poise. The audience respects composure. Confidence is strengthened not in moments of comfort, but under pressure. Each time you remain calm when tested, you build a reputation and internal strength that cannot be shaken. Daily habits reinforce confidence. Start with small situations, waiting patiently in line, dealing with minor conflicts, or responding calmly to minor frustrations. Each choice to pause instead of react is a training session for your mind. Over time, these small victories accumulate, forming a mental muscle of unshakable calmness. Confidence also grows from preparation and self-awareness. When you know your goals, your skills, and your values, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Challenges become opportunities to demonstrate your inner strength rather than threats to your ego. Preparation allows you to respond thoughtfully, not react impulsively. Confidence is not arrogance. It is certainty in your own capabilities and clarity of your purpose. Let's look at a workplace example. Imagine you receive harsh feedback from a superior. Your first instinct may be to argue or justify yourself. But if you pause, listen carefully, and respond with understanding and solutions, you project competence and composure. Colleagues notice. Your confidence is visible because you are unshaken by criticism, and that is the mark of a true professional. Social interactions also provide opportunities to practice non-reaction. Someone might try to provoke you with gossip, sarcasm, or criticism. Most people react and escalate tension. But if you stay composed, respond thoughtfully, or simply disengage, you protect your energy and reinforce your confidence. Calmness becomes your signature. People respect and follow those who can remain grounded in chaos. Another powerful example is in competitive environments, sports, debates, or business. Those who react impulsively lose control. Those who remain composed, assess the situation, and act deliberately gain advantage. Confidence is inseparable from self-control. The more you master your reactions, the stronger your presence, and the more naturally others respect you. Visualization is a key technique for building confidence. Each day, imagine situations where people might try to upset you or challenge your composure. See yourself responding calmly, thoughtfully, and confidently. Visualize the respect and influence you gain from your actions. Mental rehearsal trains your mind to stay calm when real situations arise, strengthening your confidence over time. Even failures contribute to confidence when handled correctly. Most people react to failure with frustration or despair, which erodes self-esteem. But when you pause, analyze, learn, and respond constructively, you grow stronger. Each setback becomes a stepping stone. True confidence is built not by avoiding challenges, but by facing them with composure, learning, and courage. Daily reflection reinforces unshakable confidence. Each evening, review situations where you could have reacted but instead chose calmness. Celebrate these victories, no matter how small. Recognize your growth. This practice makes confidence self-reinforcing. The more you notice your ability to remain composed, the stronger your inner certainty becomes. Finally, remember, confidence is energy you protect, not noise you display. It is calm, steady, and magnetic. By mastering your reactions, choosing your responses, and investing your energy wisely, you become a person who naturally commands respect. People are drawn to those who do not overreact, who stay grounded, and who act with purpose. That is the essence of unshakable confidence. Step into life knowing that your core is untouchable. External events cannot disturb your calm. Others' opinions cannot shake your certainty. Every moment you practice non-reaction, you reinforce your inner strength. Over time, you become a person whose confidence is not given, it is inherent. Calm, steady, and unshakable. Chapter 9. Turning pain into power. Pain is part of life. Everyone experiences it. Insults, failures, rejection, betrayal. Most people react to pain with anger, frustration, or despair. They let it control their emotions, cloud their decisions, and drain their energy. But the secret to strength lies in how you respond. When you stop reacting impulsively, you unlock the ability to turn pain into power. Imagine someone insults you. The natural reaction is to defend yourself, to argue, or to retaliate. But every reaction gives away your energy and your peace. Instead, pause, reflect, understand that the insult says more about the other person than it does about you. By choosing not to react, you turn that moment of pain into a chance to practice calmness, to protect your inner strength, and to grow stronger. Failures are another form of pain. Everyone experiences setbacks, whether in school, work, relationships, or personal goals. The instinct is to give up, feel defeated, or blame yourself or others. But failure is a teacher. When you stop reacting in fear or shame, you create space to learn, to analyze, and to improve. Each failure becomes fuel for growth. Each setback a stepping stone to greater strength. Think about rejection. It stings. It makes you question your worth, your abilities, or your path. Many people react by closing off, becoming bitter, or avoiding new opportunities. But when you pause, reflect, and choose not to react negatively, rejection becomes a tool. It teaches resilience, sharpens your focus, and strengthens your confidence. Every no you face becomes a reason to work harder, smarter, and with more determination. Here's a simple example. A student receives a poor grade on an important test. Most students react with frustration, anger, or self-blame. But a student who has learned to turn pain into power pauses, examines what went wrong, and plans a new strategy. They focus on what they can control, their effort, their preparation, and their attitude. That moment of pain transforms into motivation, discipline, and growth. Even everyday challenges offer opportunities to convert pain into power. A rude comment, a misunderstanding, or a minor setback can provoke frustration or anger. But when you pause and choose calmness, you preserve your energy and strengthen your character. Every small moment of control adds to your inner reservoir of power. Over time, you become unshakable, able to face larger challenges with confidence. Physical and emotional pain also teach resilience. Athletes know that discomfort during training builds strength. Every ache, every moment of exhaustion, is a signal that they are growing stronger. Life works the same way. Emotional pain, when handled wisely, strengthens your mind, sharpens your focus, and builds your character. Non-reaction is your tool to harness this power. Consider relationships. Someone may betray or disappoint you. Reacting impulsively might escalate conflict or cause regret. But pausing, reflecting, and choosing thoughtful action transforms the experience. You learn forgiveness, empathy, and emotional strength. The pain of betrayal becomes a lesson in wisdom and resilience. Here's a practical exercise. Whenever you feel hurt, angry, or frustrated, pause. Breathe deeply. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this pain to grow? Will reacting help me or hurt me? Most of the time, choosing reflection over reaction transforms the moment into an opportunity. Each time you practice this, you grow stronger, calmer, and more powerful. Visualization also works. Imagine turning every insult, failure, or rejection into a stone. Instead of dropping it, you use it to build a foundation. Step by step, experience by experience, you build a fortress of strength. The pain that once hurt you now supports you. Your resilience grows, and your power becomes unshakable. Even in professional or competitive environments, pain can become a driver of success. A rejection from a job, a failed project, or harsh criticism can feel devastating. Most people react emotionally, lose motivation, or give up. But those who pause, analyze, and convert the pain into strategy, effort, and focus rise above. Their setbacks become stepping stones to achievement. Daily reflection reinforces this mindset. Each evening, review moments where you felt pain or frustration. Ask yourself, did I react impulsively, or did I use the moment to grow? What lesson can I take? Celebrate the moments when you turn discomfort into strength. Over time, this practice transforms your mindset. Pain no longer controls you, it empowers you. Finally, remember this: turning pain into power is a skill, and it grows with practice. Life will always challenge you, but every insult, failure, or rejection becomes an opportunity to build resilience, wisdom, and strength. By choosing non-reaction, reflection, and thoughtful response, you transform life's challenges into personal growth. The strongest people are not those who avoid pain. They are those who face it, master their reactions, and use it to build power. Each moment you practice calmness, reflection, and controlled response, you grow stronger, wiser, and more unshakable. Pain becomes fuel, and you become unstoppable. Turning pain into power begins with perspective. Every challenge you face carries a lesson if you are willing to see it. Pain is not a punishment, it is a teacher. Insults, failures, rejection, and setbacks are opportunities to learn, to grow, and to strengthen your inner resolve. By choosing reflection over reaction, you turn obstacles into stepping stones rather than barriers. Think about someone who has been betrayed by a friend. The natural response is anger or revenge, but those reactions drain your energy and trap you in negativity. Instead, pausing allows you to assess the situation. You might realize that holding on to resentment only prolongs your suffering. By letting go, forgiving internally, and focusing on your own growth, the betrayal transforms into a lesson in discernment and resilience. that is turning pain into power. Even small, everyday pains can be transformed. A harsh comment from a coworker, a disappointing grade, or a missed opportunity can provoke frustration. Most people react impulsively, letting these minor setbacks weigh them down. But if you pause, analyze what can be learned, and choose a constructive response, you convert minor pain into daily victories. Each small triumph reinforces your confidence, discipline, and inner strength. Here's a practical exercise. Whenever something painful happens, ask yourself 3 questions. What can I control in this situation? What can I learn from this experience? How can I use this moment to become stronger? Write your answers down. This turns emotional reactions into conscious, actionable insights. Over time, this practice rewires your mind to see challenges as opportunities, not threats. Physical pain and discomfort are also teachers. Athletes, musicians, and performers experience fatigue, soreness, and failure regularly. Their secret is not avoiding pain, but using it as fuel. They endure discomfort, analyze mistakes, and push forward. You can do the same in life. Pain signals areas for growth. Face it, learn from it, and let it sharpen your mind and character. Even rejection holds hidden power. Imagine applying for a position or opportunity and being turned down. Most people dwell on the disappointment. But by analyzing what went wrong, improving your skills, and taking action, rejection becomes a teacher and a motivator. Pain no longer paralyzes you. It energizes you. Each rejection you face and transform into growth strengthens your resilience. Consider the example of public figures or successful entrepreneurs. Many faced failures, criticism, and ridicule before achieving success. What set them apart was their ability to pause, reflect, and transform pain into power. They didn't waste energy reacting emotionally. They analyzed, learned, and acted strategically. Their setbacks became fuel for their growth, and their pain became the foundation of their strength. Visualization strengthens this process. Picture every insult, failure, or rejection as a weight. Now imagine transforming that weight into energy, like sunlight fueling a growing tree. Each negative experience becomes nourishment for your inner strength. The pain you once feared now drives your growth, fuels your motivation, and builds unshakable resilience. Daily reflection solidifies this skill. Every night, review the moments where you experienced discomfort or emotional pain. Ask yourself, did I react impulsively, or did I turn this moment into power? How did this experience strengthen me? Celebrate the moments when you converted pain into growth. This habit rewires your mind to see adversity as opportunity, making challenges less threatening and your inner strength more visible. Even criticism can be a source of power. Most people react defensively to critique, feeling hurt or angry. But when you pause and extract the constructive lesson from criticism, you gain insight. You learn what to improve, how to adjust, and how to grow stronger. Non-reaction turns criticism into a tool for personal mastery instead of a source of emotional drain. Finally, remember, turning pain into power is not a one-time act. It is a mindset, a practice, and a lifestyle. Life will continually challenge you, but each moment of pause, reflection, and constructive response strengthens your mind, sharpens your character, and builds unshakable inner strength. Pain becomes fuel. You become unstoppable. Step into life knowing that challenges no longer weaken you. Insults, failures, and rejection are no longer enemies. They are teachers. By mastering your reactions and transforming pain into power, you rise above adversity, build resilience, and cultivate strength that cannot be shaken. Every challenge is now an opportunity, every setback a step forward, and every pain a source of unstoppable power. Now that you have learned the power of pausing, mastering your emotions, detaching, responding thoughtfully, protecting your energy, letting go, building confidence, and turning pain into power, the ultimate reward becomes clear: inner peace. This is not just calmness. It is a state of unshakable strength. It is freedom from the chaos of the world, freedom from unnecessary stress, and freedom from the need to prove yourself to anyone. Inner peace allows you to live fully in the present. Most people spend their lives reacting to the past or worrying about the future. They carry regrets, grudges, and fears that weigh them down. But when you practice non-reaction, reflection, and thoughtful action, you release these burdens. You stop reliving old pain and stop fearing what has not yet come. You live fully in each moment, free, strong, and clear-minded. Consider how life changes when you maintain inner peace. Arguments no longer drain you. Criticism no longer wounds you. Setbacks no longer discourage you. Even when life throws challenges, chaos, or negativity your way, your calm presence allows you to navigate situations with clarity, wisdom, and strength. Others notice this. Your presence becomes magnetic because it radiates stability and control. Inner peace also strengthens relationships. When you respond calmly instead of reacting, misunderstandings are resolved faster, conflicts are less frequent, and respect grows naturally. People trust those who remain composed. They feel safe and inspired by the calm energy you bring into every interaction. Peace is contagious. By protecting your inner balance, you positively influence the world around you. Letting go of unnecessary control is a key to maintaining this peace. You cannot control everything: people's actions, the outcome of every situation, or the words of others. But you can control your mind, your responses, and your energy. This is freedom. When you accept this truth, you stop wasting energy on things that do not serve you. Your focus shifts to growth, learning, and meaningful action. Daily practice is essential. Every morning, remind yourself, I choose calm. I choose reflection. I choose peace. Throughout the day, pause whenever a reaction arises. Breathe deeply. Reflect on your priorities. Ask yourself, will reacting help or harm me? Will responding thoughtfully serve my peace? These moments accumulate into a life defined not by chaos, but by balance, clarity, and resilience. Visualization reinforces this calm. Picture yourself as a strong, steady tree in a storm. The wind may blow, the rain may pour, but your roots remain firm. You sway when necessary, but you do not break. This image represents your mind and heart, anchored in inner peace, adaptable, yet unshakable. Over time, this visualization becomes natural. Calmness becomes your default state. Inner peace is also deeply connected to self-acceptance. Stop reacting harshly to yourself. Let go of regrets and self-blame. Treat yourself with kindness, patience, and understanding. When your inner world is calm, your outer world reflects it. Confidence, resilience, and clarity naturally grow from this foundation. The beauty of inner peace is that it allows you to live a life of intentionality. You are no longer pulled in every direction by fear, anger, or frustration. You make decisions from a place of clarity and wisdom. You invest your energy in what truly matters. You live fully, freely, and purposefully. And remember, life will always present challenges, but your peace is your choice. Every moment you practice non-reaction, reflection, and calm, you strengthen your foundation. Over time, you become unshakable. Nothing external can disturb your mind, heart, or soul. You are grounded, free, and powerful. This is the ultimate reward. A life where your mind is clear, your heart is steady, and your soul is free. A life where you move through the world with calm authority, unshakable confidence, and resilient strength. A life where every moment of chaos is met with clarity, and every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. Live with peace. Protect your energy. Respond thoughtfully. Let go of what you cannot control. Build confidence. Transform pain into power. And above all, cultivate a calm, steady mind. This is your path to freedom, strength, and the life you deserve. Inner peace is not a destination. It is a journey. And with every pause, every thoughtful response, and every act of self-mastery, you take another step along this path. Step forward with calm. Step forward with clarity. Step forward with freedom.